Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Friday, it's April 21st, and man, just finishing up a little bit of an arm workout, and I put my coat on, so I'm going to jump on the bike. You know, as I'm getting prepared for this contest, it's an entire another gear that we're shifting into, right? So the workouts are pretty intense as they've always been, but just doing some different lifts. Jason's got me doing some things from different, perspectives, so to speak. So kind of getting accustomed to new angles with doing barbell curls and all this other crazy stuff, but it's all good, man. Got a new diet going in place this week. So it's starting to thin out the body fat and starting to feel some noticeable differences. But, you know, my mind was heavily weighing on something that I've been thinking about a lot, man. And one of those things was that in our lives, you know, we often ask and pray for things. And, you know, because patience is involved in faith, and because your answer is coming to you on God's time, not our time, right? We have to show faith. And if it wasn't for faith, then, you know, there wouldn't be a need for miracles or anything like that, right? Having faith is what makes miracles, right? When they happen. And you get the reward from them. But I have found in my own life, when I pray for things, I often forget, one, what I prayed for, and then two, I'll give up on it. It's like, man, this thing hasn't happened. It's never going to happen, because I'm expecting it to happen on my time, not on God's time. Remember what I've said in the past is that things will happen to you on God's time, not your time. He's never a minute late and he's never a minute early. He is always on time, not a second early or a second late. So what tends to happen is maybe months, years go by, and all of a sudden you're in an environment that might have you a little frazzled. You're not quite sure why you're there. And I'm kind of in one right now at times. These past couple of years, I've often asked myself, you know, why am I here in this exact location, but here in life, or just here in my own mind and when I'm thinking and things like that, or all the above? Well, then I realized, wait a minute, what's happening here is the prayer that I asked for years ago is actually happening, you know? A shift in my mindset, a shift in my behavior, and my, you know, always, even in my subconscious desire to be greedy and selfish and self-centered and crap like that, you know? So what's happening is I'm in an environment, I'm in a place where my life is changing and the prayer is being answered. And then if I don't really take time to think back on what I was praying for and be grateful for the time and the present place that I'm in and the happenings that are taking place around me, right? I get greedy and I get frustrated and I'm not grateful anymore. And I'm asking God to remove me from the situation, when in reality, he's answering my prayer, right? So he has me, as the old saying goes, in the palm of his hand. Nothing's going to snatch you away from God. He knows what he's doing. He can see into the future. He knows what the future holds, and he can plant the right people and the right things in your path, put the right people to, help you and assist you with your endeavors, put you in situations where you can practice patience, practice gratitude, practice being a blessing to others, and all of it comes together for the betterment of his plan, a betterment of good. So even the most awful days that you may have, and we all have them, be patient, be steadfast in your faith, and just know that there's a plan designed for you. And if you just show gratitude and be grateful in all situations, right? Every situation, every single day, good, bad, or indifferent, it may very well be that he's answering a prayer for you that you forgot about years ago. So what's happening right now is what you asked for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. So think about that for a while, hang your hat on that, and know that he's got you, he knows exactly what he's doing, right? And if you show humility, and I'm trying to practice that, and the willingness to surrender your will and your life and your actions and your thoughts over to the care of your higher power, let him direct your steps. He's got a far better plan for you than you'll ever have for yourself. And I'm sharing it with you because I'm not perfect. Please, I'm not, you know how I roll. I'm not trying to say that I've got it all figured out, but I want to share these things as they're happening to me, and I'm seeing it and I feel it. It's just amazing. And hopefully it'll uplift you and get you to look at your days and the events surrounding you and your happenings in a different perspective, and be grateful that he's answering your prayer. One last thing, whatever it is you ask for, if it's taken a while for it to happen, it's probably because he's preparing you for something bigger than what you asked for. All right, let me repeat that. If it's been a while and you're patiently waiting, and your prayer hasn't been answered yet, it may very well be he is preparing you for something that he's got bigger and better beyond what you asked for. All right. So if he was to give you that blessing right now, you're not ready for it. You're not prepared for it. So he's got to put us in these situations, right, to prepare us, to grow us, to mature us. So when the blessing comes, it's not a heavy burden. Because the reality is there is a tad bit of a burden with every blessing that comes, right? So, just case in point, let's say you won $1 million lottery. Well, guess what? Everybody in the world becomes your best friend. They want money, right? You've never heard from these people, and all of a sudden they're just knocking at your door and begging and pleading. Well, the blessing is the money. The burden is all of a sudden you got to find a way to say no to some of these people if you need to. So just be careful what you ask for, and know that when you ask for it, he's going to deliver it. It might be through UPS, FedEx, snail mail, email, text, whatever, voicemail. It will be coming. It won't be late. It won't be a day early or a second early. It'll be right on time. Be brave, be strong, and go get what's yours.